G'day, we're going live with Treasures of Darkness reading, and this page, this part of the letter is on spending Easter in prison. Yes. And so we're doing that now. And in the meantime, I'm currently on my ministry author page, and I'm going to share that to my personal page. So hopefully that will kick us off. There we go. So you might be seeing this now post. All right. And then we will get crack-a-lackin'. Okay. So 13th letter, Easter Sunday. Hello, family and friends. Happy Easter. I know you won't receive my salutation on the day, but this is close enough. I can set my TV to turn on like an alarm in the morning. It enables me to be up and dressed before the 6:30 muster. This morning, to my delight, I recognised Daniel Kay singing for Wesley Mission live at the Opera House. Now, he was that's a mate of mine who had been, we'd been at the same church many, many years ago. So if you know Daniel and Jody, it's Daniel Robinson. If you know Daniel and Jody, let them know. If you please let them know how I'm going and what a blessing he was to me by singing the Great Southland of the Holy Spirit. And in the description, that's all I knew then. But since then, in the description, I've written some details about he is just the most amazing singing teacher, and he's got a great YouTube channel that I had a look at this week. So highly, highly recommended, especially if you are song leading, if you're a worship leader, have a look at his stuff because, and I don't know what he charges or anything, but whatever it is, it'll be so worth it. He's just brilliant. And Jodie's a darling too. Haven't seen them in a long, long time. But if you see this, Daniel, I don't know how to express what it did for me to wake up in an incarcerated and just locked up, and my TV comes on and you're singing the Great Southland of the Holy Spirit at the Opera House. I mean, it could have been anywhere. You could have been in a shed in the outback singing that song. And it was like God woke me up just to go, here, Trish, just celebrate this and enjoy this. So you just don't know how far and wide your influence goes, or where anybody's influence can go when they offer their gift. So Daniel, if you catch this, thank you. It meant the world. All right, back to everybody else. I really enjoy some of the younger women here. These Generation Y girls are still cheerful, trendy, and fun. So you got to remember, Generation Y back then, we're talking 12 years ago, they were in their early 20s. So they were like they were like the Zs now, and also the ones the millennials that are coming, not millennials, the younger ones, late teens, early 20s. So they were a lot of fun. They love to help me get prettied up for visits with Justin. I realized all my T-shirts are square, boxy things. So they loaned me some pretty little tops. Apparently, I was also wearing my jeans way too high. I guess you'd call them mom jeans, making my bum look bigger than it was. So they, of course, these days, that's what people want, is a bigger bottom. But anyway, they delighted in adjusting them for me. So one of them reached forward and yanked the waist down to my hips, and then another produced a pen that she plunged down my front pockets. Upon removal, she explained, this is how you keep the pockets flat. Okay, right, got it. Resisting the urge to hoik up my pants. Don't worry, it wasn't too low, but resisting the urge to hoik up my pants, I suddenly realized why a tattoo on my lower back would not be out of place. Or another peeping above the band, maybe where an appendix scar would go. So that's where a lot of these girls have got tattoos. And I know these days it's quite trendy, but no tats for me. And good thing I've never had a cesarean was all I could say. Don't worry, I'm exaggerating. It just felt that way. I feel more groovy and it lifts my spirits. So you do whatever you can to lift your spirit when things are not great. Non-Christians ask me what my plans are for when I get out. Christians ask what my vision is and what I think my time here is preparing me for. Who knew, hey? Who knew I'd be doing what I'm doing now? Well, there we go. I have a vision for when I am released. What I am becoming and learning here is not just for me, but for the greater body and the secular community. However, this is not just a school, it is my ministry now. Wow. I'm not waiting for release or a signal of some kind to tell me when I'm ready to start. I started the moment I was led downstairs from the courtroom to the dungeons, to the cells below. This is my field and my ministry for now. It's partly about my growth, but wholly about serving Him here by serving others. Are you waiting for a signal? I say symbol then. Are you waiting for a signal? Are you waiting for finance to enable you to go forth? Are you like the 57-year-old woman I talked to some time ago, not in prison, waiting for a pastor to say you're ready? This lady had a vision all her life to work with little brown children, teaching them and helping in a village somewhere. She just had a vision in her heart of little brown children, teaching them and just somewhere helping in a village. I remember where we were standing when we had that conversation. She was waiting for the Lord to tell her she could go. In the meantime, she was a valued member of a church, but her pastors said she wasn't ready. What rubbish. I said to her, you are 57 with a brain and your own resources. And also, and she was single. She had grown children. So you're 57 with a brain and your own resources. If you're passionate about going and teaching little brown kids to read, then go. The God I know won't mind. Now, it's not in here, but since then, she went and her grown daughter went with her and actually ended up marrying someone from one of those islands. And she's so happy and fulfilled. The most amazing work has come out of what she's done with that courage that she had. So I'm just thrilled. And their pastors are good people too. It's just we can often get that mindset that we need someone else's permission, someone else to give us approval to say, oh, you're okay to go. You know what? You're never going to feel ready. I mean, sure, if you've got some major issues, then get them sorted. Don't go and inflict yourself on people. But don't let it stop you encouraging someone else right here, right now, where you are. All right. That wasn't in the book. That was just me now. Okay. Do what you are able to do, but don't expect others to be as excited about it as you are. And don't expect them to support you financially. God will provide for what He has called you to do. Bono from U2 was interviewed by Bill Hybels and said, instead of asking God to bless what you're doing, find out what He is already blessing and do that. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Anyway. It's so simple yet so powerful. Whatever you do, do something. Do it without expectation or resentment or self-righteousness. And always be prepared. Coming on a bit strong here. Do it without expectation or resentment or self-righteousness, and always be prepared to give it up because it was never yours. I gave up everything. Well, it was taken. But I was always mindful that it was God's, not mine. I have no resentment about my losses and have been blessed by the unexpected gains in my current situation. Wow. I haven't read this for a long time, so reading how I was then, it's like, how do you have such a mindset in the midst of adversity? Well, when you're in that adversity, I'll stop that there. When you're in the adversity and you have no choice but to press into God, He will meet you there. But if you've still got room to moan and complain, you're liking this, Meryl. It's good to see you. It's always good to have you on. Thanks. If you've got room to moan and complain, I got to say, maybe your situation isn't desperate enough, because I had no choice. I had no choice. It was way too dangerous for me to play around with God. It's got to be real. It's got to be real. Alrighty, that's it for today, and we will pick it up again tomorrow. Hope that's been a blessing to you. Bless you heaps.